An agriculture and farm-based Selenge province is about 321 kilometers north of capital city Ulaanbaatar. It is the breadbasket of Mongolia. It supplies 40% of vegetables and more than 50% of grain products for domestic use. The government of Mongolia, in collaboration with the Asian Development Bank, is implementing numerous projects in Mongolia that would make a significant contribution to the country's social and economic development. The Asian Development Bank has been Mongolia's largest multilateral development partner since 1991. In Selenge province, Asian Development Bank is supporting different sectors, including the development of modern cross-border facilities, the health sector with important investments in the central hospital in Sukhbatar, and technical assistance project to promote gender equality.
If you look at the Altan-Boldak border crossing, it's the first and only 24/7 operating border crossing point. And in terms of the traffic, especially for the passenger, it's one of the biggest border crossing point in the country.
The Ministry of Finance, in cooperation with the Asian Development Bank, is implementing regional improvement of border services project at the Altan-Boldak and Sukhbatar border crossing points of Selenge province. The project aims to boost efficiency and transparency of trade processes and procedures.
This is very important for the Mongolian economy to be diversified, a little bit away from mining, which is a dominant activity in Mongolia. By stimulating and fostering trade and investment through improved connectivity and better custom facilities, it will be expected more trade and more investment, and this will also create employment opportunities.
The project will address the issue through rehabilitation of infrastructure and facilities at Altan-Boldak border crossing point. The point covers 7,000 square meter parking lot, 29,900 square meter road areas, and the construction of a 1.7 kilometers bypass road from Altan-Boldak to the main road. The project also includes the establishment of a single-stop service center at the Sukhbatar border crossing point, upgrading the customs automated information system, and preparatory work for the establishment of a foreign trade single electronic window.
International trade has always been important for the Mongolian economy, and it's growing every year. The project has increased trade and competitiveness by providing more efficient and steady cross-border trade. Now, our goal is to shorten passengers' border crossing time and enhance border service.
The expansion will facilitate cross-border trade along with Central Asia Regional Economic Cooperation corridors and reduce trade transaction costs in Mongolia.
Altan-Boldak is a very important gate between Russia and Mongolia, and Russia is an important partner for Mongolia. We are also, and it's also is the beginning of the economic corridor between Russia, Mongolia, and China.
So we had a good due diligence to carry out the traffic data volume and also the potential upgrading of the border crossing point before the project become effective.
The proposed second project on Алтанбулаг will address the issue through the upgrading of laboratories and inspection facilities, strengthening of the inspection management system, aligning sanitation controls, and inspections with international standards.
We just heard very interesting facts from the custom authorities about how fast is increasing the transfer of people and goods through Алтанбулаг, and it's very important to strengthen both aspects. That's why we have two projects in the same location. First, the pure connectivity, the customs system, etc., but also the food inspection and the safety risk measure, which is also very important for areas located closer to the border.
The outcome will improve sanitation control, testing, and inspection systems, getting them in line with international standards while facilitating customs and border crossing procedures. This is essential to expanding agriculture production, sustaining inclusive growth, and fostering economic diversification in Mongolia.
So that's a very important question, especially that the continuity of the good quality of the project itself. So one is like, I'm the project officer for this project. From the ADB side, I'll be in charge of this project during the project implementation. One, second, also we provide, the technical expertise through the engaging consultants, international and local consultants, and also in close cooperation with the customs officials. And thirdly, we train of the customs and the border officials under the project itself, so which those officers will maintain and provide good quality, internationally accepted services to the businesses and the individuals.
Since 1997, the Ministry of Health, in cooperation with the Asian Development Bank, has successfully been implemented the Health Sector Development Program, completing stages 1, 2, and 3. The fifth Health Sector Development Program project began in June 2013 and will conclude in December 2019. The project will improve patient and health worker safety in Mongolia's hospitals. It will focus on improving the safety of blood transfusions, strengthen medical waste management, and prevent and control hospital-acquired infections.
We upgraded the blood center here. So now we have a very nice blood center up to the international standards, where we can produce very good quality, the secured blood products for the patients in Selenge. And the hospital have now a reserve for 2 years even for a different kind of the blood products. And the second part is the sterilization departments, where it's insides of the hospital, so where all the supplies, equipments, everything has to be sterilized, and we provided a huge, very good equipment. Capacity is up to the standards, which allows the hospital to proceed with a different kind of procedures without any delays because of the lack of sterilized equipment, for example, and microbiology laboratory, to ensure that all operations within the hospitals are done according to the standards and there is no hospital-acquired infection. So we should eliminate any possibility that patients can come to the hospital and get another infection.
The program complements previous Asian Development Bank initiatives in Mongolia's health sector.
Одоо орчин үеийн технологиг ашиглан өндөр хэмжээнд The blood center of our general hospital in Selenge province has been upgraded. Now we have a blood center that's up to international standards, which can produce safe blood for patients. At our general hospital, we have a 2-year reserve for different blood types. Before, we were able to process reserves for 3 types of blood, but now, having internationally standardized equipment, we are processing 7 different types of blood. Also, our medical waste system was improved. Through the project, an interim storage facility for medical waste, which meets international standards, was built. Approximately 20 tons of medical waste was produced by our hospital. Previously, all of this waste was sterilized and disinfected manually, but now we're able to carry out an automated and, of course, safe sterilization process.
In overall, it's about 11 billion tubri of equipment and civil works. And then there is more than 100 people are trained in the different specialties.
The Asian Development Bank, in cooperation with the government of Mongolia and Japan Fund for Poverty Reduction, worked on a technical assistance project. The purpose of the gender-responsive sector and local development policies and actions project was to support the strengthening of the capacity of the national gender machinery. Within the framework of the project, about 2,300 civil servants trained nationwide, and an international conference and 2 national symposia were held. Also, a gender situational analysis was conducted, and guidelines for the preparation of gender-inclusive workplace action plans for the private sector were developed.
I am very pleased that the first project implemented in our province was a success. I am also pleased to have had the ADB country director visiting us these few days. We see that the project played a huge role in raising the public's and decision-makers' awareness about gender equality. Moreover, according to our recommendations, provincial sub-programs were approved and other problems addressed.
The second project, supported by the Asian Development Bank, Combating Domestic Violence Against Women and Children, started in February 2019. The project's outcome will be the quality of the access to prevention and multidisciplinary response to domestic violence strengthened. A shelter for the protection of domestic violence victims will be established in Selenge's province center. The province is also expected to benefit from the Economic Empowerment Program for domestic violence survivors. Another interesting part of the project is 50 female survivors will receive small grants to provide them with skills to start small businesses or find employment.
Many projects are being implemented in Selenge province in cooperation with Asian Development Bank. In this regard, we are very concerned about the improvement of border services project at the Altınboluk and Suhbatır border crossing points. Because it is the place where tourists visiting our country for the first time, and many tourists visiting Mongolia through Russia by this border crossing point. Also, project to upgrade laboratories and inspections facilities is being implemented in this area. Moreover, the projects in health sector and gender equality are valuable. Our citizens have to be healthy and satisfied. Even after the projects are completed, we will continue to focus on these areas.